Big thanks to Kamado Joe for sponsoring this episode.
So what if El Chapo was a street food vendor? Ever since I was a young boy, I wanted to be a cameraman. I looked up to Scarface, I looked up to Goodfellas, I looked up to Casino, The Godfather, all those gangster movies. I loved it. I was just in love with the whole atmosphere there. So when I got older, I actually got into video. I got to work with video, I became a cameraman, and now I'm basically a barbecuer. But I always had that urge to create something like a gangster movie. So why not pull that whole atmosphere towards me? So this is what if El Chapo was a street food vendor. Imagine El Chapo, when he was a young boy, he was selling oranges. He was selling oranges. The most wanted man in the world, escaping from prisons all the time, creating the biggest and most dangerous cartel in the world. He was actually selling oranges. So what if he never got into that whole business? What if he just became a street food vendor? So what if we do barbecue with the mindset of El Chapo? So today we're doing a pork belly. And we're going to think like them. So we gotta think about distribution, we gotta think about sourcing, we gotta think about, well, how to smuggle it, all those things. Let's start. So the target this time is a Berkshire pork belly. It has a great color, it's without a rind, and he knew what he was getting into.
So what are the tools?
The kitchen knife is excellent for this job. It's sharp and it never fails me. I'm gonna cut into the pork belly deeply. Once the pork belly is sedated, I got a 3-minute time frame to cut into the pork belly. This is how we're gonna do distribution. It will create more service and it's better to hand out to the customers. Of course you wanna get rid of the evidence, so I'm gonna take out this little piece of bone. Now all this thing needs is a marinade. I'm gonna slice fine 4 cloves of garlic, half a white onion. Then I'm gonna take my pan, warm up some oil, fry the garlic and the onion until they turn soft. Then add 4 tablespoons of diced chipotle pepper in adobo sauce. This stuff is magic. It's actually the cornerstone for what we're actually making, but to add a whole jar is just too much for the flavor because it's really, really spicy. I'm gonna add half a cup of tomato paste, stir it down and let it fry until it's getting smooth and it loses its sour flavor of the tomato. Add a handful of parsley to it and add salt and pepper to taste. Stir it up, let it cool down. Now it's time for the dirty work. We're gonna marinate this pork. Our marinade has cooled down and I'm gonna drip it in all the nooks and crannies of this pork belly. Rub it in there, get that flavor in there and make sure everything is covered. This will send a perfect message. I'm gonna set it in someone's bed for at least 2 hours and then I'm gonna take it out. I set up the spider underneath the heat deflectors. Then I put in my grill grates and now I got my fire going and I've taken my pork belly out of the fridge. I've set it in a stainless steel tray and now it's ready to hit the grill. So I'm gonna put it in the tray, I'm gonna close the lid, let the heat do its work. I'm gonna set this fan to the first stripe and this one at 2 fingers thick. And now the pork belly is sleeping with the charcoal. We're looking for a temperature of 94 degrees Celsius. This is the point that the marinade has been darkened up. All this pork belly needs now to be a successful part of a criminal enterprise is a sweet sauce. So since we're thinking as El Chapo himself, I'm gonna go for agave syrup. Add around 8 tablespoons of agave syrup. Then add a teaspoon of chili powder, a teaspoon of garlic powder, a teaspoon of onion powder, half a teaspoon of cayenne pepper, half a teaspoon of dried oregano, 2 teaspoons of paprika powder, 1.5 teaspoon of ground cumin, half a teaspoon of sea salt, half a teaspoon of black pepper, and 1 pinch of ground cinnamon. Keep it stirring and wait for that syrupy bubble. Then your sauce is done and it's time to get back to the pork belly. This whole process was epic. We sliced into that pork belly, created as much as surface as we can. Marinated for 2 hours, smoked it on the kamado joe on indirect heat. As a finishing touch, we created a bittersweet revenge. And now it's time to distribute our product. This is ready for distribution. It's easy to cut up in pieces and it's easy to hand out for all your friends and family and your customers.
If this isn't a dish inspired by any movie, I don't know what is, but this looks impressive. Yeah, must say. So I'll just go right for this. Tear up a piece and give it a shot. This is kind of incredible. I really didn't expect this to be like this.
It's way better than I thought it would be. It's perfect. The perfect pork belly snack.
If they will put this like in a little coffin instead of money.
In a coffin?
How do you say it? Briefcase. If you put this in a briefcase instead of money, I would pick this briefcase. Definitely. Going for another piece.
And that sauce is like, you can't live without that sauce. And if we had a secret barbecue crime ring handing out secret packages of barbecue food, then this will be a product. It's amazing. It's amazing.
I love this recipe. Marcin did a great job. I'm really impressed and bring this to the movies.
So I'm gonna make you an offer you can't refuse.
Another offer.
Yeah. You can have all these, then you clean up.
That's a good offer.
Honestly, I'm really surprised.
Yeah, me too. I think everybody should see this on their faces, but because this is really surprising.
Yeah, it looked kind of blackened. We didn't know what to expect. Of course, I did my research, but you never know. You never know. Even Eva likes it, and Eva has high standards. She's like the godmother of this whole barbecue operation. So did you thought that was a little bit too black?
Well, I think it works like a jar, I think. So it could be either really good.
Yeah, it could be either, yeah.
Or it could totally mess it
Yeah,
up.
you could totally mess it up when it's black like this, or you can totally hit you could totally nail it.
Let's find out.
Yeah? It's good, right? Yeah,
Really
it's
good.
spicy. It has adobo in it. It has Mexican flavors. There's a Mexican mix actually in that sauce with a little bit of cinnamon, so it has a sweet touch. Eva loves it. I'm gonna head out. I'm gonna,
Do some more deals.
Yeah, I gotta deliver those packages.
Well, we can talk about that more. There will be another video to please everybody. And I hope to see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. And if you want to see out the recipe, it's on the website pitmaster.com. See you guys next time. Until then.
Eet smakelijk.
And keep on grilling.